Good evening, people. Welcome back to the channel. It is Fantasy Game Week 4 preview time after a long international break. Pip, how are you doing?
Good yourself, Rishti?
Good, thanks. For some people, the international break is a welcome relief. For others, they miss it. They just want the next game to come. How was it for you?
This should have been an international season.
Yeah.
This could have just gone until the end of the season. Now, never mind.
But then you can't get any more fantasy points.
It's fine. What am I gonna? We're not gonna. No one's gonna win anything anyway. The chances of you being top in the world is 1 to
we
11
aim,
million or
we,
something like that.
we always aim for the stars.
Yeah.
But I understand why you're saying what you're saying after the last result. And actually, now you're playing first. I saw this game, so it's wasting your time.
Rishti, to be honest, I haven't been paying attention to United. I know they're playing Southampton this weekend, but then they've got a
Yeah,
tough run of fixtures. I think they're playing Palace. Let me just have a look quickly. I know this,
yeah.
which I think they'll lose against
Palace away
Palace.
is one of the games. So,
Yeah, Palace away, which I think they will lose. I think they're playing Villa as well. Um,
yeah.
I mean they'll lose that. They're playing
There's also
Spurs.
some cup games in between.
Yeah, they're playing Spurs at Old Trafford. I see. They might get a draw there, and
Yeah,
they might even lose to Brentford. I don't have any hope at the
yeah.
moment.
But anyway, at the start of the season, we discussed whether you should. People were doing drafts. One draft with
Mm,
Haaland in, and one with Salah.
mm,
So they've actually accumulated the same amount of points over the past 3 game weeks.
mm,
So for me personally, I think it's time to move Heaven and Earth to get them both into my team. I kept
mm,
three. I have three free transfers, so
mm.
I'm gonna try and get Salah because, especially with the fixtures ahead. Like I'll show you. Let me just bring up Ireland's fixtures quickly, and actually Salah's fixtures. Let me just find Ireland's fixtures. Yeah, here we go. Can you see it now?
I'm just
Yeah.
waiting. Yes, I can see
So
it.
that's Haaland's fixture. So if you look at the next like 8 to 10, actually six
Yeah.
to eight fixtures,
Mm,
it's just Greens, it's just Arsenal, but they are playing at home.
yeah.
So you would back him in that scenario, and then it's
Yeah.
literally just Newcastle away. That's a tricky game.
And then 6 games, which should be easy.
Exactly. And then the Spurs
Well,
game, which is the next big team, that's also a home game. So
yeah. Yeah, I
I
mean the
mean,
local one looks the trickiest. But I mean that's only at the end of November.
that's only at the
So
end. Yeah,
and I mean I think we spoke about this at the start of the season also that Liverpool
yeah,
do have one of the easiest starts. So
and City. Yeah,
there's still time to put Mo Salah in.
yeah, and then Salah. Just check his fixtures quickly. So I think it's going to be difficult if you don't have these two to go up against people who have both.
Yeah.
I
Um
think Salah's run is not as easy as Haaland's, but it's still quite
yeah,
simple. It's
then you have
just the
someone
one
like
Arsenal away
then
is
you
the
have someone like
hardest
me
game.
who doesn't have either of them.
Yeah.
I'm not suffering. I'm doing okay,
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
think
f- I'm f- I'm feeling it though.
but over that stretch of games, it's a tough watch when you don't have,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? And then another
Even though
one
your
like,
other players are scoring, even though my other players are scoring quite decently, the fact that you're
yeah,
missing out on some big points, it
yeah,
hurts a bit.
and you're never sure how consistent they will be compared to these two.
Mm. Yeah,
And also
there's
another,
very few players who are as consistent as
yeah,
Salah and Haaland.
Cole Palmer is another one on the
Mm.
periphery.
Yeah,
So I'm doing a wildcard draft that has all three of them in. I'm just waiting for the press conference because Palmer pulled out of the England squad, so I'll just see the latest with him
I see they took him out to the Conference League squad as well, but I think
out of the
that's
conf.
just
Yeah, that's
that's
good
just
for
pure
fantasy though.
rotation. I think that's just pure
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
squad rotation. When you have 30 or 40 players, I mean,
yeah.
you rather, and considering the strength of the teams in there, you might as well just give them a break because they'll surely make it through.
Yeah. The only thing with Haaland is obviously Pep will rotate. He'll probably play Foden in the false nine because they don't have a out and out.
Mm,
But at the moment, Foden isn't yet fully fit, so Haaland should start the next few
mm.
games. Probably just
Yeah,
take
yeah, yeah.
early if they're leading 2-0, 3-0 or something.
Yeah.
So from the last game week, the three most transferred out players is surprisingly Isak,
Mm,
Watkins, and Saka. So I think Saka is mainly because they have sorry, not City, they Spurs and
yeah,
City.
Spurs. Yeah.
So I
I'm I'm
think
I'm
all that
I'm
they'll
surprised by the Isak one though. I
I
mean,
think
he's still
Isak,
good value for money though at
yeah,
8.5.
I think it's probably because he only scored the one goal, and I think his fixtures they have like Wolves away, Fulham
Mm,
away, City, and then Everton away. So quite
mm,
tricky fixtures compared
mm,
to some of the. And I think people are selling him for money as well
mm.
to try and squeeze in. Like they'll probably go for Jackson as a cheap alternative because Chelsea have still decent fixtures.
Yeah, and Nicholas Jackson's going to play every game as well, and he gets chances.
Yeah,
Just the problem is he doesn't put it away.
yeah, exactly. I'm also looking at him. Oh, hold on,
Mm.
because I'm sure he won't be that involved in the Conference League because they so far they've played Nkunku in those games.
And the only problem is if Nkunku performs well, you might just get him out. They might just take
Keep a spot.
Jackson out of the
Yeah,
team
that's
completely.
true. But they have so many options also, so you know, it's.
Yeah,
I think the only certainty is that Mudrik probably won't be a permanent start in the league anytime soon.
yeah, shame it doesn't. I don't think it's worked out for him. I don't think he's that good to be honest. And I think
I
Chelsea have
don't
figured
know.
that out as well.
I don't know what's up with that guy. And then Watkins, I think it's more fitness and a
Mm,
rotation issue with Duran, and they have Champions League coming up also. So I
yeah,
think many people
I think he only has like probably like
because
one assist so far this season. That's
yeah,
it.
and he never played more than 70 minutes so far.
Yeah, I think it's a lot about game management now as well. Guys have come back so
Yeah,
tired from the Euros. That's why we haven't also seen
yeah,
so much of Phil Foden.
for
There's a
Foden.
few other players as well that's taking it quite a bit easier.
Yeah,
Um,
and his
yeah.
value was 9 at the start, so I'm sure people also looked at him as somewhere where they can save costs because he's not playing 90 minutes.
So what's the reason for Saka being taken out then?
Saka, I think, is just because they have Spurs away and then Man City away back to back.
Mm, yeah, because I think
So I
average of
think
eight
people,
points per game. That's a lot.
yeah, people, I think people put him back in after the City game,
Mm.
probably,
And his price will probably drop as well. You can get him at a cheaper rate.
and then you can get him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So that's it for the most transfer. And then so for this game week so far, we'll go to the fixtures in a second. So Pedro Porro, Diaz, and Haaland. So you can see people try to make money to get Haaland into into the teams now
Yeah, now it's becoming even more
because
expensive. That's a problem for
yeah,
us who need to
yeah.
who want to buy him now.
And Porro's like
Um,
5.7, so he's a cheap
yeah.
alternative, and he plays every week.
Mm. The thing with
Actually,
Diaz is Diaz might just be going through a hot streak now because he's not
yeah,
really prolific. He's not known to be prolific. But I think he scored like what's he scored 3 goals so far this season already.
he scored
He,
3. Yeah,
yeah, he might just be going through a hot streak. I mean, anyone can open United up at this point in time, so
yeah.
it's no real accomplishment. So, but
He's playing decent, but he also
no,
never
he played well.
finishes a game
Mm,
because obviously we have other options. So he usually comes off in the 70s,
but
and he's
yeah,
playing tonight against Argentina. So let's see if
mm,
he picks up a knock or anything.
that finish for for his second goal was class against United.
It's a brilliant, brilliant
That
finish.
first time
I
finish
don't think it
it was a
was,
brilliant finish.
yeah, brilliant finish. Yeah, I don't think it was spoken about enough.
Yeah,
It was like a PlayStation finish.
yeah, it was like one of those old Pro Evo control shot finishes.
Yeah. Yeah, so looking ahead to this game week, let me just bring up the fixtures. Okay, just give me 1 second. Are you watching any of the Nations League games?
Don't really follow international football with the exception of tournaments.
Yeah,
When it comes to Nations League, I'll watch maybe the semis, but it's not really a competition I take seriously. It's just
yeah,
more
it
ways for
depends on
UEFA
who's playing.
to Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just some ways for UEFA to get some money out of international football. Make the friendlies, make fake friendlies
and
more, make it basically a competitive thing.
while they're doing that, the South Americans are kicking lumps out of each other there in
Yeah,
South
at,
American
at
qualifying.
altitude in Bolivia,
Yeah.
4,000 meters above sea level, when the guys are throwing up
Crazy.
after games, I don't know what, and I don't know what's happening to their bodies.
I'll probably watch a bit of the Colombia game later because I think it's at 10 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. So it's earlier
Rishti,
than
that's
usual.
Rishti, that's too late for me. I'm a long time in
You
bed.
watch it first off.
This
because
podcast is too late for me.
because I know it's going to be a battle, so I like to see that. We'll see who makes it through alive. Okay, so I think you can see the fixtures now. So the first game of the week is your boys away to Southampton. How do you feel about that?
Sure. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, when we spoke in the preview about the Liverpool game, I think I said that they need three midfielders in there, and they didn't do that, and we saw how that worked out. And Ten Hag's a very stubborn man. I don't think he's going to do it because it was clear they were outnumbered, they were outgunned, they were outmaneuvered, they were outmuscled, they were outrun by that three-man Liverpool midfield, and he's going to stick with his two midfielders because you can't count really Bruno Fernandes as a midfielder because he's not. He's a playmaker. He's not a central midfielder. So I mean, it's so easy to take them apart at this moment in time. There's so many gaps. They are so rushed in their gameplay. It doesn't take a really good team to beat them, and I think they could lose that as well. I think they'll probably draw,
but,
but I don't think they'll win. Simple as that.
but do you think for Southampton you need three people in there also?
I, but the thing is, they've gotten outnumbered every single game so far this season. Even if you look at last season, the majority of their games, they um they were outnumbered in midfield. They were counter-attacked. So, I mean, surely something needs to change. Surely he has realized by now that he needs to that some tactics of his aren't correct.
Do you think Ugarte will start?
I think he probably will. If not, he'll come off the bench. Do you think it's more
I
likely
think
he'll
the
come off the
bench.
bench now, considering that he's coming back from South America?
They'll, oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think
Mm,
he'll be on the bench also because it's in all fairness, it is Southampton, so I don't think there's a need to rush him to the starting lineup for this
mm,
game. I think if you were playing Palace in this, I think there would have been a case for to rush him back.
yeah.
So I expect you to dominate or to have more of the ball than you had in your previous two games.
Mm,
So I don't think there's a need. I think he'll play actually the same team
mm. I think that
unless somebody got injured.
I do think they need him in that midfield. And they need to
Yeah,
slow the game down because I think
yeah,
I'm sure you saw against Liverpool how rushed it is in that midfield. It's when they get
yeah.
that ball, they just want to push forward all the time, and that's how they conceded their goals. Especially that first
I
one,
think
where Casemiro playing that first time ball, that was so unnecessary.
yeah. You could see what he was trying to do. Was just the
Mm.
execution was so bad,
It was
and it
unnecessary
was
though,
so
Rushdie.
obvious. It was so obvious that Gravenberch saw it because Gravenberch knew
Mm,
there's two people waiting on the line there.
mm.
So yeah, it's just one of those things. But I think a lot of people are putting too much hope and in Ugarte coming in and
I think it's
sorting out
unfair.
the midfield. It happens quite often where they always people look for the next player to be a
Mm,
hero. So first it was, now it's Ugarte, then it's going to
mm.
be, now they want Luke Shaw back, now they want Ahmad to start, or now they want Rashford dropped, and then it's still the same. Like I think it's more, your problem is personally is your team structure and the
Yeah,
positioning.
yeah.
Because let's say Ugarte, I saw like he's one of the highest, has one of the highest tackles won percentage in Europe actually per
Mm,
90 minutes. So, but what is the point of Ugarte running and tackling someone, but the ball
mm,
is still going into opposition player because there aren't United players around him?
mm.
Do you know what
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Uh,
if he's there in the middle tackling and whatever, and Mainu and Bruno's not close enough, the ball's still going to end up with the opposition. So that tackle is a tackle stat that he gets,
mm.
but the opposition still gets the position and they
Yeah,
continue with it. But
the tackle's inconsequential basically.
so yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry, my camera fell.
Did you fall?
The camera fell.
Oh,
Hey, just fix that. Yeah, so I think it's just the structure that needs sorting out, basically.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I don't
but
know.
once you get that, I think you have enough in your squad to get the top four place.
How
But in
long is
terms
it going
of
to take him to realize that it's such a glaring issue? It's staring him right in the
yeah,
face, and he still refuses to change it.
but I think eventually somebody will, I don't know, give him an earful and sort it out. But in terms of Southampton away, in terms of fantasy, I think it is points potential for people who have Bruno. He hasn't
Yeah.
scored yet, so he's due a goal. And usually when he scores, he picks up an assist in
Mm.
the same game as well. So it seems a good fixture for that. Ahmad, I'm not sure if he will start. Garnacho is away with Argentina, so it's possible that Garnacho goes back to the bench.
I'll rather put Garnacho in that team, even though he's jet lagged over Rashford. Just get rid of Rashford now.
Over Rashford. But didn't you see Rashford's posting training pictures? So he's getting ready for for South Africa.
Oh, guess Rashford, just give up.
Yeah,
Just give up. Go
and
retire.
also,
Go do some good work around Manchester. Go give poor people food. I mean, that's a good thing he does, and he should just stick to that rather.
in defense, Mazraoui, it could be a good
Mm.
opportunity for him.
Yeah, I think
Good
he's
position
done
for
well
him.
pushing forward. It's just defensively again, they're all over
Yeah,
the place. I still rate Diego Dallo quite highly. I think he's a
yeah,
very
that's
good
another good
um
option. Yeah,
technically he's a very good all round um
yeah,
fullback. I think obviously this is a slight weak. This might not be as strong defensively, but he's big, he's fast, he can pick out a pass,
yeah,
he can shoot from outside the box. We've seen that. He can put a nice
yeah,
cross in. But again, it's about if you have a fullback, you need someone to put those chances away. And that's the
yeah.
problem
That's
that
true.
United have.
Yeah. So I don't think many people, no offense, would have a lot of Southampton options for this game. I think it's more just
Yeah.
United based. And
Even
then
even there
Brighton
you open for a
Ipswich.
lot.
Yeah.
Uh, Brighton,
Brighton has a few options actually. I think
mm,
you have Mitoma, no?
yeah, Mitoma's started
Is that
the season quite decently. I think he
very
had a
well,
lot
yeah.
of injury problems last season. I think he was out from about Feb or something like that. And yeah, he started the season well. He scored against Everton.
Yeah.
Um, so
I
yeah,
think he
good for
assisted
Brighton.
one. I think he got one assist also.
I don't know if he got an assist in that game. I can't
Or
remember.
bonus. Maybe it was bonus that
Yeah,
I'm
I
thinking
think
of.
he got a bonus. I think he
Yeah.
got a bonus. Yeah, and then
Yeah. And
for
then
Ipswich, I see Leaf
yeah.
Davis as I think he got an assist in the last game.
Yeah. Finally.
So there's been a lot of talk about
He's
him, about this marauding
yeah.
left back.
Yeah. He's permanent in my team
Yeah,
uh,
he's
for a
against the big
while.
teams. I wouldn't put him in though. I'll put him on the
Yeah,
bench.
yeah. I'll leave him on the bench, yeah.
Yeah,
But Brighton have a few good. So there's Mitoma, there's what's the striker's name that we spoke about earlier? What's his name? João Pedro.
João Pedro. Yes.
João
Where's
Pedro
Ferguson?
Welbeck.
There was so much talk about was it Callum
Ferguson,
Ferguson?
yeah, he was
What's his name?
injured.
Uh, mm.
I think his name
Evan.
is
Evan.
Callum. Evan, it's
Yeah,
Evan Ferguson.
Evan Ferguson. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think he should be on the bench now.
Mm.
He is back in training apparently, but I'm not sure
Because
how
there was
match
so
fit
much
he
talk
is.
about him a couple of seasons.
Yeah, when he first came on the scene, he scored a hat trick against somebody as well. Hello, can you hear me? I think your sound is out. Take you out and then you come back in and put you back in now. Okay, let's just continue while he's sorting out his audio. Okay, so that's Brighton's options, and also in the midfield we have Yankubu Minta. He also started all three games, and he will probably definitely start this one. Okay, let's see if our preview is back. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, cool. I don't know what happened to your audio there, but it's sorted now.
I think I was playing around with my
Uh,
headphones.
okay. Yeah. So I was saying, yeah, can Kubu Minta is another option in the midfield for Brighton because he will definitely start on the right wing.
Yes, he played well against United as well. Set
Yeah,
up a nice
yeah.
goal.
And against Arsenal, he was decent also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's
He
joined
won't play
from
the full
Newcastle.
game. Sorry.
He joined from Arsenal,
Yes.
right? But
No, it
that
wasn't
was
Arsenal.
that no, not Arsenal, Newcastle. Sorry,
Yes,
he
it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was
that
Newcastle.
looked like very much like a
It was one of
PSR
those
move.
dodgy ones.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
35 million. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
very dodgy.
There's a few of those in this window,
Mm.
especially the Chelsea that nursery there. I don't know what's happening there.
Yeah, they sold quite a few players as well
Yeah.
for some exorbitant
And,
fees. Like there
and
was a
there's
player
still
that,
a few leagues whose windows are still open, so they're still trying to offload more of the
I saw
children.
Saudi. I think Saudi recently closed. Turkey was open for a while, and then look how that benefited Galatasaray
Yeah, yeah,
with
exactly.
Osimhen.
Yeah. With Arsenal, that's a big signing for them. Yeah,
Yeah, so it's a massive signing for them. Look, there's nothing to lose on their side.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
I think for Napoli also it kind of makes sense. You don't want to let the guy
Yeah,
sit rot in the reserves because then his market value just
yeah,
decreases completely
yeah.
while you're paying him his massive
A lot of
salary.
wages. Yeah,
So get him out there, keep keep him in the back of other clubs' minds, and I think he signed a new contract as well, but that's with a reduced
yeah.
release clause.
Wages. Oh yes, 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 yes.
Mm,
I think he'll
which
probably. I think Chelsea will probably get him
mm,
next year at a
yeah.
cheaper price. Okay. Moving on, we have Palace list. I think a lot of people putting Eze this week. I'm also looking at him. Do you have him?
Um, no, I don't. It's something I should really look at though. I'm
No.
just opening up my team actually to see who's in my midfield because I haven't
Because he's
been
actually
paying
six
attention
point
yet.
nine. He started at 7, but he scored against Chelsea in the last game. So
Maybe it's the right time
his next two
to
fixtures
buy the
are at
players.
home to Leicester and United.
Mm.
So
The thing is, fantasy football managers are quite
actually,
yeah, they're quite rash. They
yeah,
don't think things long term. So these things, so something like
yeah,
this might benefit those more patient players. Like a player like that for 6.9 is not a bad idea. I actually don't have
yeah,
him. I have Gordon, I have Son, I have Fernandez, Bowen, and Mitoma.
yeah,
Which is a decent midfield, I think.
yeah, yeah. So I don't think this Mateta still he must still find his feet. So I think Eze is the main Palace person and
Yeah,
Vardy for
Yeah,
Leicester,
Mateta's also. I think he came back from the Olympics as well, so
the Olympics. Yeah,
he's grieving from that.
yeah. I was actually glad they lost that final
Yeah, it's just a pity that Spain have now. Spain supporters all of a sudden they're coming out of the woodwork again. They were
back from
missing
2010,
yeah, they were missing since 2012, and now all of a
2012.
sudden they're back.
Yeah. Okay, then Liverpool, Forest.
Yeah, I think that's an easy win for Liverpool.
Um, so, like at the end of the show, I'll ask you for a differential pick. Or you can actually say it now if you want to, as we're going through the fixture. So my differential pick would be Trent
Mm,
for this one. Yeah, I think
that's
he only has a clean sheet. Well,
mm,
three clean sheets so far and no assists. So I think he's due at least one assist.
yeah, it's
So if he
it's a good
couples
shout.
that with a clean sheet, and it will be three bonus as well. So
Yeah.
as a differential, obviously as a normal captaincy pick, I would go with Salah probably.
Um,
Yeah,
my differential. Sorry, I'm just catching my eye for cat allergies. Sorry, man. I just apologies.
no problem.
Uh, my differential. I think Ollie Watkins, Everton have been shambles defensively. 10 goals conceded in the first 3 games. Watkins, I think he
Who's
might
this?
come
Who's
good.
this?
Ollie Watkins.
Oh yes, for Villa.
Yeah, I mean Everton have been a have been a joke at the
Oh
back.
yes.
So Ollie Watkins could really do something. Amadou Onana, he started the season well, but he's not really a a midfielder who's going to get you 15 goals and
A lot
15
of
assists
goals. Yeah.
in a season.
That
Um,
for that game, I was looking at Rodgers because he hasn't
yeah,
scored yet, but he's been
yeah,
playing well,
yeah,
and he's I think
yeah,
only 5.1.
yeah. But yeah, I think Ollie Watkins, he might do something this weekend.
Is he
Depends
fit though?
on what
Because he left the England squad,
is it.
or he wasn't select. I think he had a knock. I suppose we will find out Friday, but he's
Uh,
definitely if he's
I
fit,
Rashid,
then
I was going to make this guy my captain.
I think he must wait a bit.
I'll wait till Friday to make my transfers. I think.
Yeah, I think he should. I think it's because of the international. You don't like Odegaard went off injured last night, so I think tonight and tomorrow is the last round of games.
Yeah,
So get a bit of a clearer. But in terms of the main captaincy choice, I'm sure most people will have Salah and Haaland. Chelsea playing away to Bournemouth. I see goals in that game also.
yeah. Chelsea are just
S-
chaotic.
Yeah,
The thing with Chelsea is you don't know which way it's gonna go. They could win again
yeah,
6-2 like they did against Wolves, but they could get a 4-0 hiding. It's gonna be entertaining though.
yeah.
Either way.
And it feels like at the moment an away fixture for them is actually better, where the
Yeah,
team
we don't
attacks
have
them
the
because
crowd up against.
their counter attack is actually very good.
Yeah, and I think the Stamford Bridge crowd doesn't make it easy for them either. So there's
Yeah,
less pressure when they play away from home.
yeah, exactly. And in on the last day, so the big game of the weekend, North London
Wolves and
derby.
Newcastle, of course. That's the big game
Yeah.
for the weekend. The main event.
Did you see what Isak said during the week? They asked him about FPL,
Mm-hmm.
and then he
What
was
did you say?
like, they said he prefers people to take him out of their teams so that he can go and score 2 goals to make them regret it.
So I was actually listening to Micah Richards. He was talking about how difficult it was for them when he was playing,
For,
and because Micah Richards he wanted to play fantasy football, and
oh, okay.
it was difficult because people would try to ask him for insider tips basically, because obviously he'd know if
Yeah.
someone was injured before it was leaked to the media,
Yeah, the starting
and
lineups
then
and things.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then his friends would try to get information out of them, and there was a whole it was a lot of friction between
Yeah.
clubs and players, but
Yeah.
I think now also I think things have changed. Clubs have
Yeah.
embraced
It's more popular.
mm, yeah, clubs have embraced the esports environment a lot more than what they did say 10 years ago.
Yeah. And they do a lot of play interviews and
Mm,
in terms of FPL.
yeah,
So I think obviously Jackson and Palmer's the main two from that Chelsea game.
Madueke.
Uh, yeah, probably Madueke also, especially with his value being, I think it's 6.6. The last time I saw.
Yeah, that's not too
Yeah,
bad. Might as well take a punt.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Especially if Palmer's ruled out, so then it's definitely putting him in. Okay, Spurs Arsenal, actually one of my favorite fixtures of the season because
Yeah, I think Gary Neville
uh,
was saying the same thing. He says he can't
yeah,
believe that he says that Spurs and Arsenal's his favorite game of the season.
it is,
Um,
it's because of the tempo of the game. It's
yeah,
always like end to end.
yeah, yeah. And I think especially the way Spurs play as well. Spurs
Yeah.
Spurs are very
Just with the high
cavalier.
line.
Yeah, Spurs are super cavalier. So it's gonna be entertaining. Arsenal obviously they have more of a controlled game.
Yeah,
But I think yeah, I mean Spurs are at
but
home.
Rice is out, no?
Yes, he's suspended for the
And
red card
Odegaard
against
might be
Brighton.
out. Yeah.
Oof, those are two
With a
massive misses.
twisted ankle
I
last
think
night.
Odegaard's a much bigger miss than Rice though. Look,
Yeah, because they still have Partey.
yeah, and I don't think, to be honest, I don't think Declan Rice is £100 million player.
No,
That's
he's
my
not.
honest
It,
opinion.
it was
He's
just
okay.
that is what they had to pay because of English
Yeah,
tax and
yeah, yeah,
Arsenal's
yeah.
West
Look,
Ham's best player. So
I think he's good, but
mm.
he's not that great. So Odegaard is
but
an amazing player.
the
They'll
one thing
miss
with
him.
Rice is that he's reliable though.
Yeah,
Like
he's
he
like a
very
James
rarely
Mil-
gets injured. You know what
he's
you're
like a
gonna get.
James
Yeah,
Milner basically.
yeah. Molina's a legend. I love James
Yeah,
Molina.
James Milner. Oh, what a guy.
That he can literally play any position on the pitch.
How can a Man United fan not like a guy who's played for Liverpool, City, and Leeds?
And he started in the midfield when he played against Brighton also, and he had a decent game.
Hey,
At, this,
what's
at
he like?
37
37
years
or
old.
38 now?
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
Now, look, you have to give it up to him. It's not just the fact that he has the longevity. It's about
Yeah,
keeping that standard and that consistency at this age. It's very impressive.
yeah. I think also one player I missed mentioning in this is actually Kevin De Bruyne.
Mm.
I don't think like he's someone I would consider. I think because you don't know how long he's going to play in the game, and I'm sure people manage him, but I think he's still somebody that can produce, and I think it's a good differential pick for
Did
whoever
you
has him.
see his outburst last night?
No, what did he do now again?
So he basically he
During the game or after the
lambasted
game?
no after the game basically
Yeah,
lambasted the whole not the whole Belgian team but the setup and yeah, and then he basically said he quits. You know, not in those exact words, but and then his manager said he needs to calm down afterwards.
really.
Yeah,
He
that
said
whole
in the press
in the pre,
conference.
no, like a post match interview,
Oh, the
and
post match. Okay, okay.
so yeah, it looks like that old Belgian golden generation is just
Yeah,
falling apart. They're not leaving gracefully, are they? Courtois
yeah.
decided he's not going to play under the current manager as well.
They needed a top manager during that. Who
I
was
mean,
their
what a
manager
team they
during
had.
the Golden
Wasn't
Team?
it Roberto
Yeah, but who was the
Martinez?
manager? Yeah,
Martinez.
exactly. He's crap.
He won a FA Cup
Everywhere he
with Wigan, and they
goes.
thought that he
No,
was all
no, that
that.
was a great achievement. But since international football, I mean,
No, international football is a
he's just
completely different game.
now he's with Portugal. He's just catching on nonsense there.
Yeah,
Also, it's
yeah.
just
I
I
mean,
don't know
yeah. You
what to
just look
do.
at the team they had: Courtois, Vertonghen,
Yeah,
Company, Alderweireld,
and they lost. Is
Witsel,
that when they lost to
Nainggolan.
Wales? I think it was Wales or something. They
Ah,
lost.
Hazard, De Bruyne,
Yeah,
Lukaku. Okay, better when Benteke was decent.
and
I mean, they had
Vertonghen. Also,
Vertonghen, yeah, Alderweireld, as I said, Alderweireld. I
yeah.
mean, they had a good team, eh?
And was it right back?
Dembele, remember Musa Dembele?
Munier
Yeah,
was there also.
Mounier,
Yeah,
Musa Dembele. They had such a good team. I'm sure I'm missing Chadley, and they just did nothing with it.
they're
Not even a
basically
final.
like England like, at that
But
time with
I think
Beckham
it's even
time.
worse than England. At least England got to like two European finals. These guys didn't make it anywhere close to that. Oh, they made it like third to
No,
win a World Cup, but still.
no, but I'm talking about the generation with Beckham and Gerrard.
Oh,
Them they didn't.
oh yeah, yeah. Oh
Similar,
yes, yes, yes.
similar to that
Oh yeah,
generation. Yeah. Not
yeah.
Southgate.
I think that was
Yeah.
the saddest that for you. That I still think that generation was better than the current generation.
Um, what
The old that
Sol Campbell them.
2006.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
which we,
definitely. Like
yeah, I know
with
it was
Rooney
way
and
better.
them. Yeah,
I mean, you
the
think I was
quality
looking at it
was.
like, okay, that David James, which wasn't the best goalkeeper, and that Gary Neville,
Yeah.
Ferdinand, Terry, Ashley Cole.
No, they was stacked.
That ow, Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard, Beckham, Rooney, Owen. Those were all they were all in their prime at the
Yeah.
same time. It was a
It's just
sad,
that
sad state.
they just couldn't gel.
Yeah,
I don't know what was the furthest they came. I can't even. I think it was maybe
probably
a
a
Euro
quarter.
when they lost them on penalties or
Probably a quarter.
something.
Remember that time they used to lose a lot to Portugal
Yeah, that's what I'm
in
saying. The Euro
penalties.
they lost again
Yeah,
penalties when Ronaldo
yeah,
got the Rooney sent off.
yeah.
Yeah. So this is basically just a summary of everyone that's playing
Hmm.
on the weekend. So your captain choice for the week, who are you going with?
So considering my personal point of view, considering I don't have Ireland or Salah, I'll be going with Ollie Watkins.
Ollie Watkins against Everton.
Yeah, and you?
I'm gonna probably have Salah captain because I'm gonna find a way to get him into my team.
I can't.
But
I can't take that risk.
I'm tempted to actually use my wild card. Uh,
Mm.
because I have 3 free transfers. So if I use my wildcard, I'll keep those transfers and I can add to it. And I
Mm.
can probably actually reach 5. But the only thing I'm concerned about is the Champions League rotation.
Yeah, there's 8
So I have to
Champions
be
League games now, eh?
careful. Yeah. And there's some on a Thursday.
Or then a Thursday as well.
Yeah, there's some games on a Thursday. I think Arsenal's playing next Thursday against away to Atlanta. Atlanta.
And then that means
Yeah.
my team's they're not going to show my team on TV now.
No,
What
you'll
is this? What is this now? Europa League doesn't matter.
you'll be on
Euro,
SuperSport 8 or
Europa
something
League has always been the premier European
on
competition. Now
Thursday
they
night.
want to, yeah, Thursday night football. That's where the action was at.
Who are you playing?
Always
Who are
at.
you playing on Thursday?
I don't know. It's probably some team in
I
Bulgaria or
s-
something. No,
yeah,
I
I
think
saw your
United have.
group. It's a
Oh,
very
but
weak group.
I wasn't even aware that the Europa League structure changed as well.
Yeah, it's the same. Like I think it's the same like
Yeah,
the
so
Champions
I
League.
think United have some quite they have some tough games. I think they have Rangers first. They have
But
Rangers.
it's a
I think they have.
very winnable. It's not a group, but you know what I mean. Winnable games to get to the
Rushdie,
next round.
Rushdie, which team are we talking about? This is not Liverpool or
No,
Man
man.
City.
No, but you see, Ten Hag is a cup manager.
Did you say what KAK or CU or CUP?
Cup, CUP.
No, oh,
A cup manager. No, you'll get through Europa.
I hope so.
And there's 8 games, so there's enough games to accumulate enough points to get through to the next round.
I think they got some tough games. I think they're playing Roma. If I'm no, they're playing Roma.
I
No,
know
they're not playing Roma.
Porto's the only one.
I think they're playing Porto as well. I think they got some tough games. Eh? I
And
think they've got some
Jose
tough games.
Mourinho,
Oh yes,
Fenerbahce
Fenerbahce.
is
Do
tough.
you really want to go to Turkey?
Yeah.
You know, that's
Once
not
in a
easy to go
while.
there. It's not easy to go to Turkey, eh?
Yeah,
But yeah,
no.
we'll
The
see. I
fans
mean, we'll
are
see.
heartless.
It's we'll see
Yeah,
how it goes. I hope things change now. From this week forward.
yeah.
I know it's not going to happen, but it's nice to live in hope.
But yeah, anyway, I think that's it for today. We'll be back on Thursday evening with the Liverpool vs Nottingham Forest preview. So yeah, enjoy your evening. People, thank you for joining us. Please hit the like button. Share, leave a comment in the comment section, and we'll get back to you. And yeah, keep safe, everyone. Thank you, and goodbye.
Okay, bye.